they were Beyonce, Kelendria, and Tanitra.
Wait,
no.
Kelly's name is Kelendria?
Kelendria, yeah.
That sounds like an STI. That sounds like an STI to me.
You are horrible. I'm going to call you out on your horrible shit. It does not sound like an STI. You could not say, I don't even know her name.
Sounds like an STI.
Kelendria Rowland.
Yeah.
Kelendria sounds like a STI.
Yeah, do you guys have anything for my Kelendria?
Say my name.
I'm Zain. This is Egan.
Hey, everybody.
The Extravaganza. This is your favorite show about your favorite shows. And Ryan is in New York seeing a lot of maybe his favorite shows. Ryan, what are the things you've seen so far? How many shows have you seen in the week you've been there?
Okay, so I've been here. Yeah, I've been here a week. I've seen Titanic. I saw.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw The Rockettes. I saw Cabaret with Adam Lambert and the girl from Moana. I saw Sunset.
What's her name? Do you know her name?
Well, I do, but it's all vowels.
Owly?
So I can't. I don't even know. It's like all vowels and like a sound. So I'm skipping it. And then I saw Cabaret. What was the other one I saw? I saw Audra McDonald in Gypsy last night. And I'm going to see A Death Becomes Her this evening with Kelly Rowland.
You're joking, right?
Michelle Williams. Oops. And not the one from Dawson's Creek.
Yeah. Oh, so the Kelly Rowland joke wasn't on purpose? You actually just was like, the other one.
Yeah. Well, when every time I tell somebody I'm seeing the show, I'm like, the girl from Beyonce's band. And because I can't remember what they were called now. But I'm now Destiny's Child. But Beyonce's band. I was like, the girl from Beyonce's band.
You couldn't remember the name Destiny's Child, and you couldn't remember that Kelly Rowland was on the show, but Michelle Williams was not from Dawson's Creek. And you can't pronounce Moana's real name. Owly something, right?
Okay, and that's today's show. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in. How much do you buy all your tickets full price, or do you always make sure you get a deal?
No, so I've been going to the ticket booth this whole time. So the half-price ticket booth in Times Square, and there's one in Lincoln Center. And now they have this thing which you didn't know about called the Fast Pass. So when you buy a ticket, that ticket for the week since you bought it is good to get you to skip the line. Well, it gets you into the Fast Pass line. This morning I was in that line. It took about 25 minutes to get through it. But if you were in the other line, you were probably in it for at least an hour and a half or two.
Yeah, you can't buy anything online.
You can't buy it online. So, and you can't use the Fast Pass at Lincoln Center either, just in Times Square.
Oh, that's good, because when I was in New York in the summer, I tried to go see Stereophonic. No, I went and saw Stereophonic, but I waited in line at Lincoln Center, and I was like, this is taking way too long. So long. Even if I knew about the Fast Pass, I wouldn't have got it done. I will keep that in mind, because I want to see some of these shows. Actually, out of all the shows that you've seen, which are the ones that you recommend people go see? Specifically me.
Sunset Boulevard.
Me.
100% Sunset Boulevard, starring Nicole Scherzinger from everybody's favorite pop band, the Pussycat Dolls. It is.
You remember their name?
I do. Not their name names, just that they were called the Pussycat Dolls. But
remember Destiny's Child.
I do now. I just did it in the money. Oh my God!
Okay.
Let it go.
Okay.
Let it go. So yeah, Sunset Boulevard. I think I messaged you the minute it was over and was like, I'm shaking. Like it was so good. I was shaking. Like I was nauseous. I wanted to throw up. It was so good. She got like a minute-long standing ovation halfway through the show. It was the second act. Listen, the second act starts so insane, and it's done live. And basically, it starts out on the streets of New York City, and they're following the guy around while he's singing. And like you can see, he's got two security guards with him that are shoving people out of the way. And then like the rest of the cast joins him out on the street, and they like walk all through. It's so cool. And I was like, "Is that live?" I'm like, "It can't be live. That's got to be taped." But no. And then they burst into the theater, and the whole thing is done because there's a huge screen, like you're at a movie, because the show is about the silent movies, right? Back in the day. And so, and everything, there's cameras on stage the entire time. So not only are you watching what's on stage, they're showing it like it's a silent black and white film on the screen above. So like Nicole Scherzinger does all these like things to the camera, like moves in and like, it's beyond. It's so good. The use of multimedia and live, and it's beyond. I'm going to go again. I'm going to go tomorrow before I leave. I have to see it again. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Oh no,
I did that. I saw Cats, the Jellicle Ball, at the PAC, the Performing Arts Center, which is a theater that's near the World Trade Center. In the summer, I saw it twice, and again, it was an Andrew Lloyd Webber show, but reinterpreted in a way that I'd seen Cats twice before. I'd seen the movie. We saw the movie together right before the pandemic, and I was like, "What is this?" I did not like it. Some of the music I
The
don't really
previous
care
version
for.
of Cats you didn't like, you're saying.
Yeah, but when I saw this Jellicle Ball thing, like I knew about it a year ago that they were going to do it, and they were doing it as a ballroom, like Harlem Ballroom Underground. So those of you who like know what the song Vogue is about or what the show Pose is about, like that's the style they adopted. And so you'd be like, how do you do that as cats? Well, no one dressed up as cats. They weren't cats. They were just competing to win the ball. And so taking that premise and putting it on the show just made the show make more sense, made the songs make more sense, made the individual characters stand out. It was, to me, I related to it because I'm like, a lot of the stuff they were wearing, I'm like, that shit I have in my closet that I don't wear anywhere,
Right.
in my tickle trunk of costumes. And I'm like, I love this. And my friend that I went with, very straight man who doesn't know anything about gay culture, was bawling to the point that I'm like, why am I not crying like this man is crying? and I appreciated that, but I was kind of shocked. But it was just so beautiful the way it was done, stylistically done. I like it when people take existing things and F it up. So that's why I'm excited to see the Sunset Boulevard production. I didn't even know about it. It's like when I'd gone to Europe in September and you're like, go see this. And I didn't realize it. Like, I was like, I'll try to find it.
Oh, you had a
closed,
chance to see it in England? You didn't?
No.
I
It
forgot.
had closed months
it closed at that
before
point.
because
Okay.
they were preparing for the New York one.
Right.
But I started reading about it. And then the director, whose name escapes me right now, but he
Jamie
has done
something.
a lot of things. Yes, and his production company is kind of named after him.
Jamie Lloyd. It's James Lloyd. James Lloyd Productions.
Okay. Amazing. So he has done some really innovative things, and I'm excited to see this. Do you think the show would work as well without Nicole Scherzinger? Like when you see tomorrow, is she going to be in it, or she might?
Oh,
not
I'm only going
because
because I'm only going to see her in it. I'm sure the other girl is fabulous, but like this song, it's "With One Look." It's called "With One Look." It's, she's talking about doing movies without speaking, and just to hear her hold that note again, and just whoa, it just gives no. I mean, I'm sure the show itself, like the lead guy is fantastic. Like the Joe Gillis, he is so good as well, and he's very handsome. And he likes to take his clothes off and just have his underwear on stage. I didn't direct the show. I'm just a paying guest. So fabulous. But I think that like if you were somebody who didn't know who Nicole Scherzinger was, which is possible. Some older people may not know. I don't know if it would matter to them so much unless they saw her and then saw the other person and were like, oh man, she was so much better. She did win like Best Actress in a Musical in England, the Olivier's, which is the American counterpart to the Tony Awards. So she'll for sure be nominated. She's got stiff competition this year though, because she'll be up against say Audra McDonald and from Gypsy, who I'm sure will get nominated. Megan Hilty from Death Becomes Her, which I haven't seen yet, but I'm hearing great things. And Megan Hilty is chef's kiss. You guys might remember her from that TV show Smash that was on. She played Marilyn Monroe in that. The character, well, to play Marilyn Monroe within the musical. But yeah, I mean, it was one of those things that just made me shake. And I saw it 30 years ago in England as well, the original production. And I think I saw Betty Buckley do it, who was amazing. But that show was spectacle, like huge staircase, like cars driving across, like, because there was a car chase scene. Whereas this production, there is none of that. There's no set. I don't even know if there's a chair, to be honest. I don't even know if they sit down. I can't remember. But like it is bare, and it's just cameras and angles and like blood. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Do you think that's a better thing? I want to come back to the Nicole Scherzinger part, but it made me think of like, so a couple of weeks ago I saw The Lion King. In Toronto here, Mervish Productions is doing what they call a residency. Usually when like a touring show comes in, especially through Toronto or Broadway across Canada, much shorter, but in Toronto, they do it for a month. Here, this production is like a Toronto, like there's a Canadian cast, there's like a numerous South African performers too, but it's here for a while. And I was like, cool. And I wanted to see The Lion King just because I think the musical music is even better than the movie. The movie's one is good, but what Lebo M wrote to enhance and like fill out the rest of the soundtrack, or like whatever you call the recording. What do you call it when they fill out the score? The score,
yeah.
It's just beautiful music. So I was like, I want to see it again. And then I didn't see it in London. I didn't see it in New York. And I even tried to see it in Paris in French, but I missed it. Just didn't time right. So I was like, I want to see it in Toronto. And I have a friend who is in it. But when I saw it, as you mentioned, seeing something from 30 years ago, Like they didn't update anything,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's still 30 years old. To
Have
the
they at
point
least
that I'm
painted
like,
some of the puppets, or are they just like,
no, it looks like the stuff was vintage, and I was
Oh,
like,
really?
what? But I
I've never
saw it
seen
on-
Lion King. I've yet to see
You've
it.
never seen it?
No, I'm seeing it, and
Okay.
I am seeing it for the first time in August in Vancouver with the Broadway Across Canada tour. So I'm excited to see what that looks like too.
Oh,
But
that'll be so interesting because I
compare
always
it.
think, you know, when I see a touring production, it's like it's not the same as
No, it's
seeing
not
a
the same.
residency.
Of course.
So, but I think it's so beautiful and so powerful. But the night I saw it, I didn't realize the show hadn't opened yet. I thought it had opened, but it was still in previews. So I saw understudies for Nala and Simba, which I was like, okay. But it was kind of dated, and I saw it on the night of the election. So watching it, I was like, and I didn't know what the results were going to be yet, the U.S. election, that is. And I was like, Scar is Trump, and Obama is Mufasa, and Nala/Sarabia is Kamala. So, and then I was like, well, then who's Simba?
And
I
who's
didn't know what was going to happen.
Michelle? Who's Michelle?
There is no Michelle. It's all just like, but I was thinking that's how I would direct it. So when you talk about stripping everything away,
I see what you're
not
saying.
that Disney would let me do it,
Right.
I would take the concept of Beyonce's The Gift. You know when she, like, they did the live action Animals one, and she did that counterpart album, and then the Disney Plus movie of, like, it was like very Wakanda Forever, very Afrofuturism. I would love to do a production where they strip it down, almost like we go back to that Jellicle Ball thing and how you just described Sunset Boulevard, where you strip it down and you present it like a political tale, and it's still powerful and muscular and beautiful, but it's not vintage children's theater.
You know what it does in the case of Sunset Boulevard, for example, and because of the cameras, you get so close on faces, but it allows for the performances to take over instead of the set, instead of the bouncing elephant with the thing that, oh my God, that's so distracting. Well, we ignore the fact that this person over here isn't the best singer, or right. I think it allows, when it's bare bones, you get the talent just reeks through, right? Because there's nothing else on stage to protect them or hide them. It's just them and what they got inside of them, right? And in Sunset Boulevard, they're barefoot too. Like Nicole's barefoot the whole time. Some of them are wearing shoes, but it's just so bare bones. But I think it allows for that to happen.
Do you think that her performance transcends Nicole Scherzinger as the pop persona?
As the judge
like,
of I'm wearing a mask and I'm singing.
And the voice? Or not the voice. Well, X Factor?
I guess when you transcend, it's so funny because I thought about that. I was like, ooh, what's she going to do next? Like, she's got to come back to Broadway because it was so good. So, I mean, she could have a whole nother career. Listen, her pop career never took off the way I think she hoped it did for multiple reasons. I don't know why. I think she's a fantastic singer. But then I think and I don't know this for a fact, but at some point her and Andrew Lloyd Webber crossed paths because he had her sing at the Queen's Ball. Like, you know, they do the Royal Jubilee every year, I think it's called, or the Royal Audience. And she sang from Phantom of the Opera, the big Christine song, which was, you know, which used to be sung by famously Andrew Lloyd Webber's ex-wife. So this whole shift, and she sang it, and it's, again, chef's kiss. So I think that really started getting that relationship, you know, because sometimes Broadway does stunt casting, right? They're like, we're going to bring in this person to play this role, even though that happens all the time.
Like
on
Michelle
Broadway.
Williams' Destiny's Child in tonight's performance that you're
Perhaps.
going to see?
I mean, I don't know. The thing is, in this case, she's originating that role, right?
Yes.
So yes, it's a name, but because she's originating it, I think that gives it more grounding that it belongs to her instead of being like, okay, we've had this amazing Broadway person in it that nobody's heard of, and now we need to sell more tickets. So here comes Destiny's girl. You know what I'm saying? So child person. Sorry. Yeah. Say my name. Say my name. It's Kelly, girl. I mean, it's Michelle.
Michelle. Tanitra, actually.
Tanitra. Oh, yeah. If we want to get.
That's her real name, but Matthew Knowles made her change her name. Oh. Which I don't understand.
Did it work?
It would be better if they were Beyonce, Kelendria, and Tanitra.
Wait,
no.
Kelly's name is Kelendria?
Calendria, yeah.
That sounds like an STI. That sounds like an STI to me.
You are horrible. I'm going to call you out on your horrible shit. That does not sound like an STI. You could not say,
Calendria
I don't even know her name.
Sounds like an STI.
Calendria Rowland.
Yeah.
Calendria sounds like a STI.
Yeah. Do you guys have anything for my Calendria? Anyways, yeah. So Nicole Scherzinger's career did take off. So I think there's a big opportunity for her here, you know, and I think the fact that she is on The Masked Singer really leads to help for ticket sales for her, right? Because I think Middle America understands The Masked Singer. Now, do I think it's So I'll say, so just to get back to her, last night I said I saw Gypsy with Audra McDonald. There was
Yes.
two people sitting next to us that left 20 minutes after the show started because they were from Ireland. I think they had no idea what the show was about. I don't know what they were expecting, but they got out of there quick. They lasted maybe 20 minutes. It also last night though, that the heat in the theater was so crazy. Like it was insane how hot it was inside the theater. But Audra McDonald Audra McDonald was great in Gypsy, but Nicole Scherzinger, for me, I've seen that. I'll see tonight Megan Hilty's performance, but right now that's who for me should win the Tony 100%. But there's a bit of like drama because of something she said. So people are thinking now she won't win the Tonys because this claim by the gays that she's a Trumper because she liked a comment about a hat that said, "Make Jesus great again," or something to that effect. I have it
on Russell Brand's account.
Right, Russell Brand's account, who is a Trumper, right, and also a bad man. He's done some bad stuff to some people, right? Allegedly. So, and it all happened the day after the election because she commented, "Where do I get this hat?" Now, I don't think it was a Trump comment. I don't think it had anything to do with Trump. I think it had to do more with the fact that she's, Christian and loves Jesus, which
why is she commenting on Russell Brand's content? Like,
I just don't think it was that deep for her, right? And I don't think that
she is very good at social media. I disagree. If you watch her stuff,
you have always said she's good. You said that before.
She's really good. Like she gets social media. She's not like
people make
around
boo-boos, right? To me, this was a boo-boo. Yeah. I guess it didn't bother me as a gay person. I wasn't upset about it. But again, whoever our president of the gays is that I've never voted for, but whoever runs the gays that always is making these swooping decisions for us said something, right? And like there was this one guy who was he's an ex-commentator known as the Broadway Slasher. Okay, sounds like a murderer. Well, that's his Twitter or X name, the Broadway Slasher. Great name, bro. And his comment was, for the last 15, Nicole Scherzinger's career has been kept alive and afloat almost exclusively via the pockets of the LGBTQIA+ fans for the last 15 years, when nobody else wanted to see or hear her. This is betrayal. Bro, slow down. Put a helmet on, bro. You're fine. Like, relax. Like, it's not that deep. She said she liked that friggin' red hat. It's just not that deep for me, And so I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered by it. Are you?
I once had a run-in with her when I was on E-Talk, and I can't remember why all the Pussycat Dolls were in studio. Like, I don't know if it had something to do with the Much Music Video Awards. Maybe. I can't remember why they would have been there. Anyway, so I interviewed them, all 6 of them at the time, because Melody was still with them, and it was around the time when Slumdog Millionaire was like big, and they re-recorded the song Jai Ho, but like put the dance Pussycat Dolls on it. But she in the song sings it J Ho. So I was like, "As an Indian man, I'm going to point out to you that you're saying it differently than I think it's pronounced." And she goes, "No, it's a diphthong." And I'm like, "I don't even know what a diphthong is. I have to look it up later," and I still forgot. But I was like, but the singer-songwriter says Jai Ho.
Right.
I don't think that's correct. And then the rest of the Pussycat Dolls were like egging me on, and you could tell she was not happy. And I was like, "Oh, I shouldn't be getting her mad." And she left in a huff. I don't know how the interview ended, but they afterwards were like, yeah.
Because they don't like her, right? Like there's a drama there too, right?
No, I don't know.
I mean, we don't know. We don't know.
They became her backup dancers in that group,
right?
And she is like talented. To go back to what you said about her singing, I just think she never got paired with like a hit song. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's
she
not
had
that she couldn't do it.
There was that one song she did. I can't remember. It came out. It was great, but beyond that, it just never. Trends are. It's just so strange, and who knows what was going behind the scenes too, right? They could.
Well, my point with that is that she likes to stand by what she does. So it's interesting when you tell this story about the hat that she's like, no, I didn't mean that. But it's like, okay, maybe you did it, but I think she's very smart.
Yeah, I mean, she did.
Smart and hardworking. So
she did take the post down, and she did like comment on the fact that she did it, and like she was saying things like she apologized that if her actions were construed to be in any way that was like that were people who were, she said, understandably hurt by it. So she was very apologetic by it. I just don't think it was that deep. And like, you know, and one more thing that she said, which, you know, Mr. Broadway slasher should listen to, is that she's like, if you are a true fan of mine, then you would know that that's not what I was doing. And for me, that's what stuck out with me, right? Like, I don't think that she is, you know, I just don't think, I just don't think it was that deep, and it just became super deep. And then it was over and we're hashing it up again. But because the gays run Broadway and the Tonys, it could affect her being nominated in a lot of ways, perhaps, or at least not winning, perhaps.
You've mentioned a lot of ladies that you're very interested in: Nicole, Audra, Megan, even Tanitra, Michelle. Do you ever go stand by the stage door? I've done that in the past.
Really?
I don't do that now.
I don't do it now.
The last time I did it was for the musical Hair, because I love musical Hair, 2009, when it was on Broadway. Did he ever? And Will Swenson came out, and he was starring, and he was like, you know, sexy motherfucker. Right. But he's married to Audra McDonald, and she came to see him, and then like at the stage door. No, at the stage door, and then they got a little bit of a tiff, and then I just remember going, "Oh my god!" And then he like looked at me and like was like bro, and I'm like, I don't know you people, and I'm like, it was really interesting because I'm standing there, and it's like they're having this like tense conversation in front of me. She storms off about like them changing plans, and he just looked at me like, look what I have to deal with, and I'm like, oh my god, what's happening here? And that was the coolest stage door experience, and I've never done it since because I'm like, how's that ever going to happen again, right?
Yeah, I'm not. It's not for me either. I did it years ago when I first lived in New York. I did it for Carol Burnett because it was Carol Burnett. And she came out and she was very nice. She's like, but she just was like, I'm not going to sign anybody's programs, but if you leave them with the stage manager, I will sign them tomorrow and you can come and pick them up. But she wasn't like, I'm not going to, because there were so many, and she's older, right? So she was like, if you just leave them, put your name on them, and she'll sign them. And she did. And we got them back the next day, which was great.
Oh, cool. Wow.
And the only other thing was I went to see a taping of The View on Monday, and which was fabulous, obviously. And when we left, we were walking down the street, and Whoopi Goldberg walked by us, and I was like, Whoopi, great show today. And she turned around. She's like, thank you. So that was cool. But that wasn't stage door. But then my buddy that I was with, Ryan, was like, oh, we should have asked for a picture. See, I would never do that. Like, if it was a meet and greet, that's one thing. But I would never go up to a celebrity on the street and be like, please. It's not my vibe. I don't care, right? That's not my vibe.
Do you ever go to meet and greets? Oh, wait, were you going to ask me?
No, I mean, I don't go to meet and greets. I mean, it's a complicated because I have some connections, so it's not often that I pay for my some tickets for stuff. So that never includes a meet and greet unless I get to go backstage. I mean, I've been backstage to many a concert, an event, and met some fabulous people. Most recently, I was in Nashville and I got to go backstage at the Grand Ole Opry, and that was right. And but no, it's just not my vibe. I think you acknowledge this too. We interact with some of these people in our daily lives sometimes, like as your previous job being on E-Talk. So I think we lose that like, oh my God thing, right? Could it happen if I had the opportunity to say talk to Madonna? Yeah, but I also think I would be so sick about it that I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd be like, oh God, I can't talk to Madonna, right? Like I would just have like a stroke at the thought of doing it. I was at the Macy's parade on Thursday. I walked by Anna Gasteyer and she smiled at me. And then I was like, oh, should I go back and get a picture for my friend Ryan? But I was like, I don't want to go talk to her. But she smiled at me because I looked cute. Yeah, I do. I mean, all these women, like, I mean, if I could run into them, that's one thing. But like waiting for them to sign my program and be like, thank you so much. That's not my vibe. That's not my vibe. Okay.
And also, like, what are you expecting them to do, right?
Yeah. Oh my God. I've been looking for somebody that looks just like you to be in a movie with me. Here I am, girl. Here I am. So let me tell you, I want to tell you just quickly a quick thing that happened to me because this will make you so happy. That while I was at Sunset Boulevard, the show's about to start, right? And I'm good. I'm like getting myself all, and the music's going, the opening number, and I guess I'm like bopping along. This guy leans behind me and goes, would you please stop moving? And like, I was like, I whipped. And of course I just stayed silent and was like, that asshole. But it ruined because I was like so worried about moving then, right? And I can't help moving because I have some like, my family has palsy, runs in the family. So there's certain things I can't control. I have restless leg syndrome, whatever. But I just want to give you some backstory on this individual who was behind me. So when he arrived, there was a woman in the aisle seat and she was elderly and she was unable to stand. So he had to climb over her, and they expressed that to him. I'm like, sorry, sir, she is unable to stand. So if she just great, so he climbs over her, made a small issue about
Climbs
it.
over her, like steps on the chair handles?
No, just like put his leg over her legs because she was unable to stand. So like he just had to like basically step over her legs, right?
Okay.
They could have brought her walker down, but it was going to take a couple more minutes. But he said he would step over her. Anyways, he steps over, they sit down or whatever. So she's with her daughter because I'm saying in private, I can hear this whole conversation. She says to him, just so you guys know, at intermission, she might not be able to stand. So either you're going to have to step over her or go the other way. And he goes like this, I'll make you a deal. You don't open that candy and I'll try to step over your mother. I know. So, like, yes, I might have been moving a lot, but that guy was an asshole. So the whole time I was like, what am I going to say to intermission to him? I'm like, listen to you. What are you, Goldilocks? Like, nothing's perfect for you. I move too much. She doesn't move enough. Like, come on, Goldilocks. But we didn't have another interaction. But that guy was an arsehole. So I just thought you should know that. But I didn't sing. I did not sing, just so you know. There was no singing.
Do you know the lyrics to the songs?
Of course, I've seen Sunset Boulevard. I love Sunset Boulevard. Every movie's a circus on a wire without a net. Hey man, what's up? I got no job now. Let's do lunch. I'm too busy. La 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 la. Anyways, I did not sing along. So, but
that's a song. It just sounds like a random bunch of sentences strung together.
It's a rock opera. They're singing everything. They call it a sing-through musical. There is no talking. Everything
I think Jesus Christ Superstar. That's what Andrew Lloyd Webber does. But
that's
just
his
like,
vibe.
Those don't sound like lyrics. Those just sound like sentences.
So, in celebration of my very gay trip that I've been having with my friend, we've been to The View, Kelly and Mark. We've seen all the musicals. We went to a drag brunch. We've done some very gay stuff. I went to a good friend of mine that I like to call ChatGPT and asked they to comprise with me 10 questions that every gay man who was born in the 70s and 80s should be able to answer pertaining to music, entertainment, female icons. So I want to just quiz you on a couple to see how you are with that. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm intrigued to see how Zain Megji does in something like this.
Oh, Lord.
Because I always make fun of you that you work in entertainment but know nothing about entertainment. Okay.
That's not true. I'm very specialized in my knowledge.
You are very
special about everything, but I know a lot of things about a lot.
You are definitely very special. Okay. Before Like a Virgin, Madonna gained her first major recognition with which club anthem that became a hit in New York's queer dance scene?
Oh, I want to say Get Into the Groove, but it's something else.
It was Holiday. Holiday. Okay.
No.
Holiday.
No.
That's what my girls tell me here.
Oh.
Okay. Broadway question. In the 1983 revival of Mame, which actress, an LGBTQ plus icon, famously took over the lead role, sentimenting her status as a gay idol?
Bette Midler.
Angela Lansbury. I knew that actually. Yeah, Murder, She Wrote.
Name. I don't. Okay.
Okay.
Sounds like all the white lady stuff. I don't know.
Oh wow, well, that's not cute. That's not cute. Okay, how about this one? In the 1981 camp classic, Mommy Dearest.
I was 4. Why are you like, this is too early? Okay.
No, it's not. You should know this answer. In what
oh my gosh.
If you are a bad gay, that's fine. You can be a bad gay, but just try to get this one. You might know it. In the 1981 camp film noir classic, Mommy Dearest, which real-life actress was portrayed as a monstrous mother, earning the movie its queer cult status?
Oh my God, I don't know. The first answer that comes to my mind is Betty Davis, but was she dead? Like,
you're so close. So close. Joan Crawford. Like,
Joan Crawford.
Same world. Same world.
Like, I don't really know much about pop culture until the late 80s, especially obscure pop culture.
You think that's obscure?
Oh, totally. Like, I'll tell you this, it's very interesting. And like, even though I made the joke about old white lady culture, it is like different. You know what I mean? Like, if you asked me a question about like some like deep cut about, I mean, maybe I wouldn't know, but like something Cheryl Lee Ralph did in the 90s, like I might get that, you know?
Dreamgirls, Shirley Ralph was in the original cast of Dreamgirls.
But I'm like, that seemed...
Okay,
I don't know.
I'll throw you a bone here. You ready?
Please. Okay. Yeah.
Which British songstress... But that's not true. Is she British?
British songstress? Okay.
Okay, well, I'm going to say that she's not British, but maybe because she lives in Britain. Captivated gay audience with her soulful voice and hits like "What's Love Got to Do with It?"
Tina Turner.
She's not British. Screw you, ChatGPT. But I gave you that one.
I think it mistaken that she captivated British audiences.
Right, because that's where she liked to live better.
Because they just appreciated her more. Even though that's really interesting, because I just read an article of how the British media has been erasing Cynthia Erivo from all of the Wicked press, and they're just like putting pictures of Ariana Grande. But isn't she? Oh, she's Italian. Even though I thought she was Latina. But anyways,
I thought she was Latina too.
Yeah.
But I don't judge. Everybody's everybody.
Don't say that. I know you were going to say I don't see color.
I didn't say that though.
But you might have.
But I didn't.
Might have.
So they're
but
different.
You didn't.
But I didn't. See, this is the problem. I'm trying to not say terrible things, and when I don't say terrible things, you get upset with me and tell me the terrible thing I was thinking of, even though I didn't say it.
But you thought it. But you thought it.
I'm allowed to have my thoughts, girl. I'm allowed.
I'm trying to help you.
It's trying to distinguish thoughts and voice. Thoughts and voice. Thoughts and voice.
Right. No, you're right. That's good. Good for you.
I know stuff you're thinking that you're not saying too. So don't worry about it. I know stuff you're thinking that you're not saying. Trust
Give me one.
I'm not going to. No.
We can edit it out. No, give it to me. What is it? Tell me.
I mean, I was just going to bring up Come From Away and how negative you're thinking about the show.
Please. Yes. Okay. Bring that up because you talked about all the shows you've seen.
Yeah, I'm going to see
a few shows this week. And this is one show I've been waiting to see because a mutual friend of ours is in it. But I've heard, and then a friend of ours is in.
You've heard from one person.
Yes, that it looks like a school theater production, theater school production.
Yeah,
the way it's staged, and it's not worth the full price of a ticket.
I completely disagree. One of the best shows I've ever seen. It's heart-wrenching.
I know, but you are very much tied into the story of it. It's very close to your heritage and the fabric of your being.
Whoa,
is that fair?
That's you win.
You know what I mean?
Ding. It's great Canadian
music. That is also why.
Yeah.
That is why I love The Lion King so much, and I never saw because my parents were from Kenya and Tanzania.
Because you're an animal?
No, because my parents are from Kenya and Tanzania.
I know,
and
I'm joking.
I get it. Like, my parents were African. Even though their parents were from India, I identify more with an East African culture. And that's literally where that movie takes place.
Yeah, no, I agree. I get what you're saying there. Just so you know, there is a person of color in the show as well. Okay? So don't feel... It takes place in Newfoundland!
There are no colored people in Newfoundland? I've never been.
You have to see the show because there's this whole part because they talk about this. So the show Come From Away deals with 9/11 in Gander and how the airplanes landed there and how this community embraced these thousands and thousands of people that were displaced during a really tragic time in the world. And there's a really beautiful part where they talk about a group that were, because the planes were going everywhere, right? So you had like people that were headed to Los Angeles, and you had people that were heading to Africa. You had people that were headed to Florida, and then you had people that were headed to the middle of Sweden. So they were from all over the world. And so some of them didn't speak English. And there was a group from, I believe, Africa, at least in the show. I don't know how it was in real life. And the way that they were able to communicate with them was through the Bible. Because if they noticed that one of them was carrying a Bible in their language, but the Bible, all the numbering is the same in every Bible. So they were able to express to them this verse in which the verse is, I'm going to misquote it, but the verse is something like, there's no need to be fearful, something, all will be well. We are here to help you rise up. I think something to that effect. So they were able to show them, I think it was Corinthians something. Oh my gosh. I did go to Sunday school. So it was a Corinthians something. And that's how they were able to communicate with this one group of people from Africa.
Essentially what he wants me to do is to go in there and hear the story because I'm interested in stripped down, bare bones staging, as we saw with Cats and how he's explained Sunset Boulevard. So I'm going to see the show, and next time we'll talk about that. Thanks for watching the Extravaganza. Bye.